Hi everyone, and welcome back to Phoenix Awakened. I'm your host Alison.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason. Welcome back.
And today we are going to be talking about what we perceive to be the Martrix Heartstrings. We have come across this quite a bit in our life, and say, like, for example, what we call the Martrix Heartstrings is when people pull at your heart for a guilt trip. Or they play with your emotions to get what they want. Sometimes it's not a good thing because we need to be our own people. But there are moments in life where, unfortunately, for example, for me, a family member might pull at my heartstrings to get me to do something because I feel guilty because they're old. And I'm not saying that everyone does it, and I don't mean to be mean to the elderly, but unfortunately in my experience I might get pulled into doing something that I don't really want to do, all because of guilt or feeling obligated or feeling like I have to, like the expectation. This is what we call the Martrix Heartstrings, because it's pretty much how I see it is someone throwing a hook at you energetically and tugging on your heart so that you would actually feel sorry for them, pretty much. And that has been my experience, and this is where boundaries come in as well. I've had to place a lot of boundaries with certain people just so that my heart doesn't get played, because unfortunately there's a lot of us out there that have big open hearts and we just want to help all the time. We can't help it, but sometimes unfortunately we get played, and to me that is just not nice. It's wrong and it's unfair.
My perception of this is, and we'll get to the Matrix movie in a minute.
Yeah.
Because we need to talk about that.
Yeah, we do.
We've all done it. We all do it. Until you become a bit more conscious and self-aware, that's, in a way, our programming from children. And from children, we get taught that because we are needing love and we are needing things from our parents, for example. And this just gets reprogrammed every generation. It's nobody's real fault. It's just, in a way, it's our training, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you got a good point. I guess I'm just, because it's happened to me so much, and it's happened to you a lot as well.
Yeah. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. But I think maybe because I'm like the puppy dog that just wants to be loved, and the minute I get hurt, it's like it's like a take on the hurt, which I need to let go of that. I do need to let go of that, and we all need to let go of being hurt as well. But we all got to be mindful of, is something playing at us so that we don't actually do what we're meant to do at the same time as well. Because we had that happen to us too, where we were actually setting up to do videos for this actually, and then all of a sudden I had a family member message me saying, no, we need you right now.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We can't do this without you. No. And it was so last minute because we had already set up to do videos for the podcast.
Yeah, for the whole day.
Yeah, for the whole day. And unfortunately, these family members can actually do things for themselves. So I actually had to say, no, I can't, I'm busy. But I felt so bad that I couldn't actually be there for them. And I know this, you might be listening to this and thinking, well, you're a mean person, you're a mean bitch. And I'm like,
yeah,
well,
you're selfish.
But we had already organised things, and this takes us to what happens backstage. Because sometimes people, like you said, we don't realise that we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, just getting with that story you're telling everyone, it could have been, it wasn't an emergency. Let's just put that on the record. It wasn't an emergency.
No,
Nobody
it wasn't an emergency.
Hurt.
No.
Nobody was getting killed.
No.
Or there was no,
No, the finger didn't get chopped off and didn't...
pillaging the village or
No.
anything like that. Wasn't anything like that. It was just something that was a very simple task, and
it was literally being there so that someone could I could bend down for them and collect something from the ground.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what it was.
So that's a different scenario playing out, isn't it? So that's
Yeah.
when you have it's like, yeah, I can help you with that, but I just can't do it right this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you able to wait? If you can't do it, can you just wait? Or I'm free tomorrow. But it didn't play it that way, because it was just teaching, because we're working on this subject, because this is our second time we've talked about this and recorded it, so we're doing it again because we have a different setup now.
Yeah.
So we want to do this again. That's how that plays out, and that's what Allison's trying to get to. It's like that particular, I guess, thing that played out, which does play out for a lot of people, and people play into that. And I just feel like we need to jump into the movie The Matrix 4
to have an explanation and an understanding.
Just to give everyone an understanding, because they're like, geez, these people are effing mean.
And we're not mean at all.
No.
This is just an experience that we wanted to share in case it's happened to you guys as well.
And just to be mindful of the little games that play out and the Matrix likes to play out. And
yeah, that's exactly it. In the movie, it's in Matrix 4.
Yeah, it's the new one.
Yeah, the most current one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the movie, there's a bit at the end where Neo pretty much knows who he is.
If you haven't watched it, everyone,
you might get some spoilers.
Just a few, so it's only little.
It's not the architect, it was the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy was...
The other AI guy.
Yeah, he was in charge of the game as well. I don't know.
I can't remember what his role was. But
he was the big manipulator too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't the architect from the other ones. He was something different. So he set up a scenario where Neo could talk to Trinity, who didn't realise who she was at the time, to try and get her to understand who she is, but Neo couldn't tell her.
Yeah, because they got looped back into the Matrix again.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't have a memory of anything.
No, it was just glimpses. It was like, I guess, deja vu or intuition, you could say. Or feelings or something along those lines.
Do I know you from somewhere? You're so familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Neo wasn't allowed to tell Trinity who she is or who he is. She had to actually make the choice herself. And it was really at a pivotal moment in the movie where her so-called husband and children came in.
Because she was married with 2 kids.
Yeah, she was married with 2 kids. She didn't have the dark hair. I think the reflection was she had long blonde hair or something. So a completely different look. So was Neo. He was a completely different look. And so her family came in and tried to pull her away with saying someone got into an accident on the road or something along those.
One of the kids or something, or somebody got an accident. We need you right now, mummy. We need you right now. Such and such has got hurt and we need you right now.
Yeah.
Or within a second of them reuniting.
Yeah.
And if they did reunite, that was it, Matrix over.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And the reason why we bring up the Matrix 4, because it was in that moment with the husband and the children pulling on her emotions, on her heartstrings. That's what we're talking about here.
Exactly.
Because if she went with the family, which was all set up by the Matrix game, if she went with the family, that would have been her pretty much saying that she had made her choice.
Yeah. Yeah, to be lost back in the game.
Yeah, to be lost back into the game. And she was just about to go with them. And I remember she just in the split second, in the last second, she turned around and remembered who she actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, and got not very happy. She was a bit pissed.
Yeah, she was a very angry lady.
Yeah. So then they joined up her and Neo, and that was it. They were in control of the whole Matrix game reality.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made this AI manager of the game, or whatever he was, their bitch.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the reason why we bring up the movie, is because when we watched it, because we had been working through Heartstrings before watching The Matrix, and when we watched that moment, we finally understood, because it was more of a visual, physical confirmation of what we were experiencing, but we could actually see it.
Yeah.
So we could actually put words to it and a visualization to what was actually going on.
Yeah, because the movie for us, because people didn't like the movie, a lot of people didn't like the movie. I feel like the movie had a lot of gold nuggets, and that was one of them. I thought the movie was excellent.
Yeah, I thought the movie was excellent.
It was very revealing, especially when it comes to what we're talking about today.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were just like, okay, yeah, that's what's happening to everyone, to us, to everyone. And that's why we want to talk about it. And Alison was quite passionate, because she's learning to step more into her personal power and all that sort of jazz. That's pretty much
so that is the best explanation that we can give on what being pulled by the heartstrings is, because you just never know that if you were supposed to do something, if you had set your mind to do something, and then someone comes along and says, I need you because my eyelash is broken. Or something really ridiculous. Like for the Matrix example, like them saying to her, someone's hurt. She had to.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal. So I'm not entirely too sure if that was actually if that would actually play out here. You'd say no, sorry, I can't, unless you've got this real gut feeling like something's just not
this is
right.
A ploy.
Yeah.
Because what we're talking about is like being taken off a path that you choose to go down, and something else, the Matrix game,
comes along
and wants to put you on their path.
Yeah.
And that's what we're actually experiencing at this moment.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Things playing out for us, we've worked really hard to move down a direction, but the game's made it so hard to a point where we're forced to go down another path just so we can eat.
Pretty much. You're spot on. I didn't realize by retracing back to the heartstring topic that this is exactly what we're playing out to this day.
And we're like, nah, we're going to stand strong and do everything we can. But we're being so squashed in every level to force our hand to go through and down another road.
Yeah, a road that we really, it sounds really bad, but it's just a road that we didn't want to go down. We prefer to go down the road of being creative, being the, taking care of ourselves kind of thing. But we've been put down another road where it's just something that we just don't.
Which is interesting because it's all about, again, it's all about currency and being cashed up. If we had lots of money and not have to worry about, normal reality, then we'd be still like full on focused on our path where we want to go.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, just imagine if everyone had the abundance that they had, what the possibilities of creativity that they could accomplish.
Yeah.
Just by being them and then doing what they enjoy. Like you said, the guy, because this morning I was thinking about the guy who made, is it the book Chicken Soup for the Soul?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And you said that now all he does, him and his family just do what makes them happy.
Yeah, he won't do a gig unless it makes him happy and he wants to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't need money anymore. So he talks about manifestation and how to create things, stuff like that. I'm getting the impression that people say that it's a bit easy to create now, but after our experiences, I'm not too sure about that. At the moment, we're processing on a different level again because we believe that you can create.
Well, you can create because we created this.
Yeah.
So there's things that you can create, but there's some blocks that when you want to take it further that you've got to try and maneuver your way around, and that comes back down to money again.
Yeah, the heartstrings being pulled a certain way, or you're being forced to go down a different pathway, which takes us back to the heartstrings really again, what we were talking about at the start. Because it's all blended in on certain levels. So it's a very interesting game that we are in. And then talking about being looped as well. Everybody gets looped and forgets or gets reset. Because we just want to share some of our experiences, just to maybe it might jog some of your memories.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, they're right. I've experienced that like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that with my, somebody go, God, my mum did that to me yesterday about something, and she really didn't need me, but she needed, something, and you had something important to do, and it's taken off your path. You just don't know what it was. You know what I mean? It's it could have been really critical pathway.
Yeah, and it's a real fine line and that's what we would like to make clear to people. It is a really fine line because unfortunately we all do want to be loved, and we all do love, and we all do want to take care of our families and friends and things like that. But sometimes on another level, on an energetic level, there's something that might try to steer you away from an important task that you need to fulfill for yourself. Maybe
the game is getting them to do that, take you off the path where you might meet somebody, or have a connection with somebody or an opportunity, but that's out the window now, because you're doing
and you have no idea.
You just don't know.
But even though we're saying this, please keep in mind you do need to use discernment in this.
Yeah, you have to be a bit mature about it.
Yeah, you can't just go if your friends and your family are like, oh, we need you for this. You're like, no, you can't just cut them cold.
No, well, it's an individual thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is an individual thing.
Got to process it a bit.
But we're only talking from our own experiences and using the Matrix as an example.
Because we're both fascinated by that concept. And it's like, get it.
Yeah.
And then it played out.
Yeah. Use your discernment, everyone, on what you feel is the right thing to do for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be mature about it. Sometimes you do have to be selfish.
Sometimes, yeah, you do.
Well, but people perceive you to be selfish.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I've got to do this and do that, and it's massively important. I've got to take care of me. I want to help you. That's not an issue, but at this moment in time, there's something important that I need to do. Unless it's a really big emergency, they're totally different.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a way, it's like stepping into your self-empowerment and just, I guess, caring, loving yourself. Not always needing to put everybody else first. So needing to have a bit more
energy, time for yourself.
Yeah.
So that because like you said before, if we don't heal ourselves or recoup our own energy, how can we help anyone else?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. If you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't help anyone.
You know, if people keep taking from you and pulling at your heartstrings, how much more can you give to them if you're done? You have to take care of yourself. And sometimes setting a boundary means self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure you can do it nicely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't be mean about it.
No.
Well, you can if you need to. It depends on how...
Yeah, I guess it really depends on the situation.
Dominant the person is. Like, you will be here now.
Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute, mate.
It's like, you know, can you do it yourself? If you can, then you don't really need them.
Give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, absolutely use discernment and just be mindful. We just wanted to share this topic just in case you might have thought, like you said, I've gone through this experience.
I believe that if you keep on watching this to the end, give it more than 10 seconds, everyone. There is some gold nuggets for everyone here because everybody has gone through it, and even people out there have done this as well. Because I think we've all done this as well.
Absolutely, because we're not all fully aware. So we don't know what we've done. Even you have done it in the past. I've done it in the past. You know, we're not judging or because we've all done it. Now that I'm more aware that I've done it, and I'm more aware not to do it again.
Yeah, and it comes back down to honouring yourself, but each other.
Yeah,
and the other person that you are working with or whatever. Person is wanting to do stuff for you. I'm rambling. Sorry, I ramble sometimes.
So yeah, it is really honouring yourself. Just take it easy. We all just got to take it easy, and we all just got to be mindful and just use a bit of discernment. If you feel like someone's pulling at your heartstrings, like especially if you feel guilty, I think that's a good sign. If someone's pulling at your heartstrings because you feel they're making you feel guilty for not doing something that they wanted you to do. I think that, to me, that's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good indicator. Yeah, I like it. It's great.
Anything else you want to share?
No, I think that's pretty good. Just listen to all this and just sit with it and see what comes up for you. People who are drawn to this are on a similar page to us, I'm thinking. So they would have a big understanding. It's not about us being mean or selfish or self-centered. It's not about that at all. It's just all about our self-realizations of this particular topic, and we just felt it was a good thing to share with everyone, just to help if that's possible.
Because it does happen. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope that this has helped in any way.
Hope so, yeah.
Yeah, if you have any stories, you're welcome to tell us. But yeah, we just wanted to help you guys and share our story, and hope it helps. Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Sending you lots of love and blessings. And we shall see you. You will hear us in the next one.
See you in the next one.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.